I will continue to say that the killing of Charlie Kirk was wrong. It was murder, and I will not condone anybody celebrating that. I'm still disturbed by watching that video. I don't think there's anything to be had by celebrating this or even by trying to sell a false narrative here about him. But God damn it, I ain't gonna look at this man as a hero.
No.
No.
No, what did he do that was heroic?
I tried to tell you, made a video last week. I tried to plead with the most sensible signs that people could muster out of themselves. And that's not easy today, I know, for a lot of you, but I did think I could appeal to you some kind of way when I told you the enemy of the people, the real enemy out there that we need to focus on is gun violence. You know, I told you that instead of all of us going at each other, gun violence affects us all. You know, it does not have any party kind of affiliation. It doesn't have any kind of sexual orientation or identity, no race. You know, it's, as I said last week, it's one of the most equal opportunity things out there. But we still are acting like this is a sporting event. You know, everybody still got to take their side. People are either celebrating the violence of Charlie Kirk, or they're looking for a target to support their anger and their hate. And yet the shooter turned out to be another bitter conservative white guy who has a trans partner. But wait a minute, he came from a conservative Christian family well, maybe he rebelled against them to make his parents angry, and he switched to being one of them libtard Dems out there just to piss them off, except that he didn't have any political association. He wasn't far left or far right, but he didn't have any identity. Jesus, man, this shit is hard. I want to be mad at something here, but I don't know what category to put him in. I don't want to mess up and hate the wrong one. You see how we can how we can use this guy against other people that we don't like. You know, but yet we don't know how to categorize this guy. We don't know what to put him in, because that's what it is. We're trying to find what box to put him in so we can use it against somebody else out there. We want to be able to use, we told y'all this, man. People want to weaponize this moment so bad against somebody else. And and we're not looking at the thing that's out there that's killing innocent people, killing children, and doesn't matter who they are. I love that governor in Utah, boy. You know what I was doing a little while ago? He's confused too. He's like, he's coming out. Look at him. Well, shit. That governor of Utah was like, yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm just sad that it had to be one of us.
For 33 hours, I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us.
Oh boy.
What do you mean by us?
Yeah.
That could take on a lot of meanings there.
I was really crossing my fingers it was a Mexican.
Or somebody else that they put up there. Listen, y'all, this is not a rant about gun control, all right? But this is another case of a family that loved guns and someone who had easy access to a gun.
A family who loved guns, a person who had access to guns, who shot another person who loved guns.
You see how this, you see what I'm saying?
Which word did I use the most just now?
I'm confused already.
But the line was so direct.
Come on now, I'm already, I already don't know what to do with this. Yeah, people, you see how this is, when you try to weaponize this and use this against somebody, it don't make sense. There's no clear line here. Everybody wants this to be a trans, black, liberal female out there that did this so they can say, hey, you see? But man, you know, we like I said, we should be focused on the violence that is killing everybody instead of being divided here, man. Because this division is causing more potential for senseless violence and aggression. And that's where I'm about to jump into what I really want to say right here. You know, what I'm about to say may contribute to some of that division out there, and believe me, I'm not trying to, because I don't believe that we need any more of that right now. But It needs to be said. Because, yeah, I take it personal. It affects me personal. It affects you personal.
Mm-hmm.
You too. And some of you out there who too stupid to know, it definitely is dangerous and it's affecting you. I will say that, yes, I will continue to say that the killing of Charlie Kirk was wrong. It was murder. And I will not condone anybody celebrating that. I'm still disturbed by watching that video. I don't think there's anything to be had by celebrating this or even by trying to sell a false narrative here about him. But God damn it, I ain't gonna look at this man as a hero.
No.
No.
What did he do that was heroic?
Boy, y'all been trying to, there are people out there, what age are we living in? Now, you know what? We officially are in dystopian times.
Yeah. It's like the only thing that makes him a hero is Trump calling him a hero.
Well, not only him, the nation. I mean, there's too many. Now, look, we knew that this man had fans and followers, and we knew that he had believers. But there was a time when we would sit back and say that this is unhinged, and while this is sad, we are not going to celebrate this person.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're sitting up here trying to treat this person as if Charlie Kirk was a saint and trying to shame anybody else who says otherwise.
Yeah.
You can kiss my ass. I ain't saying that at all. I don't care who gets mad about it. You know, I've tried to be nice about this. I've tried to be fair, but I'm appalled. I'm confused about what's happening right here, man. At the way they're glorifying people. And I'm saying this as somebody who's not trying to come at you. I'm not trying to create more division between us. I'm really just trying to appeal to people and say, man, put yourself in my shoes. Put yourself in my black ass shoes. You know, over here.
Yeah, man, but that would require empathy, and empathy makes people feel bad. So they don't want none of that.
Yeah, empathy is gay, I heard.
Yeah. Well, even that's one of the things that Charlie Kirk said. I don't believe in empathy. When did being compassionate, when did being empathetic, when did just being nice, when did being the opposite, when did being hateful, when did being aggressive, when did violence, when did that become a virtue? When did being nice and compassionate and empathetic, when did that become a weakness? You know, I mean, I don't get it.
Well, it would be argued that it's always been part of American culture, and that in the last 20, 30, 40 years, it's been, there's been a movement to try to downplay that, which is they would say, well, they're trying to that they're taking away maleness, which is a bad statement on masculinity to begin with. But yeah, it's a reaction. Everything swings one way and then the reaction is to swing back the other way. And it's just been some extreme reactions lately.
Yeah, but just acceptance on the wide scale of these reactions, man. You know, it's funny because this man was very much, I don't care how much he said he wasn't, he was very much a racist, misogynist, a homophobe, and he really did he was a cold person. He looked at things like gun violence, gun deaths, and said, well, it's necessary. We have to have that happen, so big deal.
So we can have guns.
Yeah, so we can have guns. Does that include children in schools when they die? Well, we needed that. So I love the hypocrisy that's going on, because a lot of people say what I say, well, you're just being cruel and you shouldn't say that. This is a man, his whole position was, no matter what I say, I have the right to say it because of free speech. And he does. He did. He had the right to feel like he did. He had the right to say the things that he did. I also have the right to come in and say he was a piece of shit. That said, he said things that were who should not be celebrated, first of all, on a grand scale. But he said a lot of things. I say he's a piece of shit because he said a lot of things that were not just hurtful, they were harmful. Dangerous. And those effects were felt after he died. Mm-hmm. The reason why I take it personal is because don't you dare tell me I'm supposed to treat this man like a hero after you told me, you know what, you'd be better back in Jim Crow. Mm-hmm. And don't play no games there. You sit up here and act stupid all you want to. He meant that as in, your black ass is so violent and wild, and your people are so, you're born criminals, that it was better when the white man had you in control. Yeah. Back when you were second-class citizen, you didn't have as many rights because now your ass is just gone wild.
Mm-hmm. And he's a vile person. There's footage out there of him saying to a black child, the kid is calling him out. He's like, did you really say civil rights were a mistake? And he's like, yeah, I did. And even the kid was like, wow, that's trouble.
Yeah.
And he was right.
And I'm going to tell you right now, anybody who wants to say that black people are inherently violent, oh, you got gangs. Listen, you don't know what you're talking about, all right? You're saying that because that's what you want to believe. I'm going to say what all these other people say. Do your research. Yeah.
It probably makes you feel comfortable. You've heard it enough that you've just believed it, and it makes you feel comfortable to think that.
Yeah.
Because it's not you.
You know,
A lot of people believe things because it makes them feel comfortable. They don't challenge it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to show you how harmful he was and how influential his hate was and why I'm taking this personally. When he got shot, people just moved black people to the top of the queue. You did it. Mm. I know that people talking about trans and that was bad, but a lot of people just kind of like, you did it. I'm like, what do we do? Yeah, we did. People, they just pushed us at the front of the line. And you want to know how, and the reason why I say this is because when it happened, they had to put black universities, HBCUs, they had to lock them down for a day. Jesus. They had to close them down because they were receiving threats after Charlie Kirk was died. Even though they had no evidence of who did it at all, then no one said anything about who the suspect was. No, not one detail came out.
Right.
But black colleges got threatened.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even hear about
because of Charlie, because of Charlie Kirk dying, man. And that is an indicator of how much influence Charlie Kirk had with his hate. And it's also an indicator of how this country it always has this bubbling underneath them. Because what this is, there's too many people in this country that just want any excuse to go out and harm black people.
Yeah.
It's just that's been throughout history, man. It's an eerie reminder of how people were with things like the Tulsa Massacre.
Mm-hmm.
What was that other place? They made a movie about it. Rosewood.
Yeah.
They did stuff here in Austin. They flooded black communities. They always use, it's just been, people just want an excuse. Any little thing to happen. That's why all the lynchings happen with black people in the South. A lot of it was, most of those people were innocent. Some of them guilty, maybe, but I can tell you a lot of them didn't get a trial. But there were, more often than not, somebody who was lynched because they looked at somebody wrong. They stepped on somebody's foot. Somebody pointed out something at them and lied and said they committed a crime.
Oh, they were starting to be successful.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. And again, that was an excuse. Mm-hmm. And so they just went in and just say, they were just looking for anything to be aggressive towards black people. No, you telling me a person who supposed to be somebody that's celebrated, somebody that was somebody that was virtuous, virtuistic or virtuous, and somebody who was somebody out there who's, we should be sad about this person because he has such influence. Yeah, he had a harmful influence.
Mm-hmm. Man, it'd be like celebrating Jim Jones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or Hitler.
Well, these people try to say, what were they talking about? Oh, but he was a religious man. Do you think Jesus would say even a fraction of the things Charlie Kirk was saying? You think Jesus would come out and spew this kind of hate that Charlie Kirk did?
Yeah. Since when did Jesus say empathy is for pussies? Like, since when?
Well, Jesus is a fictional character, so you can write him saying whatever you want.
Well, I don't want to even put that out there.
But that's what happens, though. Because everybody who believes in Jesus, they cherry pick what's in the Bible, but they assign all these things to him that there's no real proof of what it is or isn't. That's why it's so malleable with them.
Well, no, I would say that that's wrong because in the Bible they say that Jesus is one particular way. Jesus was accepting. Jesus was loving. Jesus was a person who accepted all. Jesus, he was humble. Jesus spread love. You got it right there in words. So if somebody's not following that, how can you say that this person is someone who is on the same level or near the level as a religious figure as Jesus? I mean, that's stupid. You know, and you know, and not everyone says that. You know, I'm just saying that you have some people who take it to the extreme right here. And we want to honor this racist right here. You know, these people who, this is what gets me, honoring him at the NFL, taking a moment of silence. People is a racist. And we're putting them in an arena as big as the NFL and saying, let's bow our heads for a moment of silence.
Yeah.
I'd fart in the middle of that.
Right. Boom.
I let out the biggest fart I could. Moment of silence.
Shit your pants. Be so pissed.
No, I don't know, man. I that's what hurts me, man. That's why I'm trying to appeal to you. This is a man that said civil rights was bad. MLK was a bad person. Martin Luther King, who did nothing but preach peace. Martin Luther King, who did nothing but go out there and, regardless of what you think of the man, he preached peace. He took an ass whooping for it. And he said that MLK was a bad person. Told me I'd be better off in Jim Crow. Tell me how I'm supposed to justify getting my ass up and respecting this man. How, what am I supposed to do? Justify that to me, please. Please. I'd like to see you do it.
What do you think of the comparisons of Charlie Kirk to MLK?
I didn't see any of those. I mean, I'm sure some people said it.
I saw it like going around like on TikTok. People had that as their blurb for their live streams. They're like, he was just like MLK.
Yeah. You know, I don't.
Because they
both
died the
got
same
shot.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was looking for bigger stories about that. It wasn't a big mainstream thing, but I'm sure people say all kind of crazy stuff online. Yeah, you know, I guess you're right, Martin. You know, because now we want to fire people for calling it like it is. Somebody, you know, for saying that if you preach hate and violence, it comes back on you. That's for anybody. People can even say that. Man, no. I mean, do you understand what I'm saying, people? For once, have some compassion in yourself, have some empathy, have some understanding, and understand why somebody like myself and Martin, you know, being black people, would be not very comfortable with the things that he said. And you want me to sit up here and be like, oh, but now that he's dead, he wasn't that bad. Don't pull that old shit around here. Don't speak ill of the dead. Yeah, when he was alive, he didn't mind speaking crazy ill about us.
Right. And it's not some kind of reversal where you thought about it in one way and then after he died, you're like, oh, but it's like, no, it's the same. You know, don't want anybody being assassinated. No one. But not even a little bit sorry that he's not here anymore.
I don't know. Is the pendulum swinging the other way? Is America finally saying, well, you know what? I gave it a shot. I tried to be cool with everybody. I'm a racist. You know, it's just
pretty much.
Yeah. Is America just finally saying, hey, I was cool for a little bit.
Yeah.
I decided I don't like living with y'all.
Well, now the president says I don't have to be cool anymore. So, I can let it all hang out.
Yeah. By the way, Charlie Kirk was 31 years old, y'all. Still very young. Okay. He was 31. And I'm sure, okay, a lot of you are not going to even like what I'm saying right here, but I'm sure he was very smart. He was misguided in his feelings about certain people. I'm sure he was very smart. Yet people want to treat him like he was some wise sage or something. He was 31 years old, okay? He was, he's 31.
In the next 10 years, he could have turned around on everything he said.
Yeah. He was 31 years old. There are some 31-year-old people who are very smart and very wise. I doubt he was one of them. He was smart. He's probably being business savvy and whatever, but his compassion and feelings about other people, I'm sorry, not very wise.
Yeah, he was smart enough to know how to work a bunch of people.
Exactly. He knew how to work the system to his favor, like a grifter.
Yeah, exactly. He got to be where he was, and he knew this. He worked it this way. That's why he was a smart guy. He got to be where he was with the help from a party that pushed him because he pushed their agenda, and he knew it. I'm sure he did feel that way, but he knew what he was doing.
Before he died, he was handing out "Make America Great Again" hats to people.
Yeah. I hate what happened, man, but I'm not going to be pressured, bullied, or threatened into honoring a racist. I'm not. There are children who are dying right now who have actual love and compassion for people. We don't say anything about them.
Right. There's people dying every day. People who've done good works. People who haven't harmed anybody, who haven't done anything, and they're on a higher level than this guy.
Yeah.
And it's up because people were like, do you not have any empathy? And they tried to throw the clip at me. I was like, okay, you see that clip of him getting shot? Now imagine it's a dozen 5-year-olds, okay? Because that shit has happened repeatedly. Do you care about that? No.
It's a sad state when when we celebrate somebody's death, but it's also a sad state when we celebrate hate. That's what this guy was.
Mhm.
He can say he wasn't, and all he wants to. We are celebrating hate. And I'm sorry, I'm pushing back on that. For whoever hears these words, ain't gonna be me. Kiss my ass. I said I was not gonna be divisive. I'm sorry. Well, hey, both cheeks, for both sides.
Yeah, turn the other way.
It's funny thing, his wife came out, and this is what I'm talking about with being hateful, man. Wife came out and said, "Oh, you don't know what you started. You don't know what you woken up in."
Oh yeah, they've been all like, "Oh, it's the Democrats. It's war."
Yeah.
And when those the Democratic senators were assassinated in their home, well, no Democrats saying like, "Oh, it's war. It's us against them."
Oh no. And boy, it turned out like I said it would. In that last video, I said, if it turns out that somebody that they feel is on their team, it's going to be, oh, but mental illness.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
It may be a video game or two. you know, it's
although funding was just cut for mental illness.
Of course it was.
They'll find something else. Trust me. And, yeah, we need to just stop being so aggressive and mean, and we need to pray.
We,
yeah. If this was a trans person, boy, y'all be ready to lynch them.
They were quick to say they thought it was a trans person.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Before anybody was arrested, they were saying that.
Probably was gay. Just saying.
Yeah. So, boy, had it been a black person, man, y'all already had that out there. Had it been a black person, well, you never would have been talking about. Y'all would have. Somehow, some kind of way, Black Lives Matter would have been brought up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
George Floyd would have been brought up somehow, some way. Martin Luther King would have been guilty of something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And y'all would, and it would have been, y'all would have tried to find any kind of way to possibly lynch us in any way possible, even if that means like a media lynching.
Mm-hmm.
Well, y'all would have raked the black community through the coals on this one.
Did you guys see that video where they were grabbing that old man and he was like struggling and taking him out? Because all the headlines said like they found the shooter. The man is, suspect and all this. And it turned out it was somebody completely different from him.
Yeah, when this was all going down, I was texting Corey and Corey's like, yeah, they found him. And I was like, I looked it up. I was like, CNN said no.
Yeah, man, listen, first of all, y'all want a black person because, boy, y'all can't wait to start that race war.
Yeah, I know.
Ain't nobody trying to war with nobody.
Yeah.
If the funny thing is, on Black Twitter, the day that it happened, Black Twitter was coming out and saying, a lot of people surprisingly come out and saying, man, we got to stop this. This is not cool. This is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Black Twitter was actually being sympathetic. Everybody else, get the they did it. You already had the rope in your hand and everything. And when they found that guy that you're talking about, all these people talking about we should pray. This is not a time to go to talk ill of anybody. This should be a time of peace and reflection. When they thought they caught that guy, again, nobody knew his name, his affiliation, didn't even know if it was the right guy or not. But those comments were already, Dems did this. The Dems, we need to fight back.
Yeah.
We need to kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So much for all that peace and reflection and silence.
Yeah, they went from thoughts and prayers to the pain away. Like, what the f***? You guys, everyone needs to calm down.
Yeah, boy. Y'all still want to blame Obama for something.
Shit.
Well, it's usually Biden. They throw his name in there any chance they get.
Y'all need to stop all that praying shit, all right? Because y'all,
it's not working.
No, y'all, you only want to pray when it's convenient for you. Every other time, get them. Y'all some of those violent ass people, man, talking about praying. So I tell y'all, Jesus ain't coming back here.
And I don't know how popular this message is for people who support Charlie Kirk, but I saw this and I wanted to show this to you. See what that says? And what's it stylized to look like also?
What is it?
It's a sticker of a Charlie Kirk message. It has that Obama style to it, the red and blue. Yeah. And it's a sticker that says, you can't silence an opinion by ending a life. You can only prove its weight. You know what else can be heavy? A big pile of shit.
Well, a lot of people is trying to make their racism virtuous by attaching it to virtuous people. Like what you say, if that's true, what they said about Charlie Kirk is the white MLK because he got shot. A lot of racists are really trying to make their are trying to validate their racism by attaching it to peaceful people.
Mhm.
And it ain't nothing, that don't work like that. It don't even make no sense. They need to stop doing that. Fair. Whatever. Oh, I would, like I said, I would ask y'all to just stop for a moment to see how I feel. My feelings is it's very short supply these days.
Sure.
I don't know what to tell y'all, man. All I can do is tell you how I feel. I ain't kissing this dude's ass. I can tell you that right now.
So frustrating.
I am not calling this man a hero. And if you can't understand, I'm pleading with you to at least try to understand. You ain't got to completely agree, but try to understand. And if you can't understand, then to hell with you. I don't know what to tell you. But I ain't bullshitting with y'all no more.
Because it starts with him, and then who knows where it goes.
Somebody heard me. I was talking about, I saw what do you call it? Oh man, what's his name? I get in the middle of talking, my thoughts get jumbled up. You know, Carl. Carl, Big Carl.
Yeah.
I was talking to Carl and I said, man, try to be nice, try to be sensible about this, I tried to be fair. Some girl behind her, white girl actually, she said, and how did that work out for you? And I said, horribly.
And she looked over, sucker.
Yeah, pretty much.
You thought.
Where were y'all when this happened?
It was at the coffee shop, radio coffee shop. I went to go see Killer Mike the other night.
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
there. He invited me. She getting her drink and she couldn't help but hear it. And she looked on and stared me in the face with that smirk too. I couldn't even get me like, yeah, and how did that work out for you? And I was like, not good. I can tell you that right now.
Here's some thoughts and prayers for you. Enjoy your coffee.
Listen, I overheard you talking, and we got an underground movement going on. I think you'd be a good candidate to join us. What do you know about explosives?
Oh, well. All right, y'all. There you go. Well, would you look at that? You made it to the end of the video. That means you really like us. So just go ahead and press that like button and subscribe while you're at it. And check out our other channels, our social media like Instagram, TikTok, and our Patreon where we have new stuff coming up all the time. And we'll see you on the next video.